I'm going to talk about grief and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So if you're particularly raw from a recent loss and you don't want to hear somebody else talk about their own grief, or if you know that you want to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 but haven't gotten to yet, maybe don't watch this video. I'm going to try not to spoil it in a significant way, but I am going to talk about the movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I actually cannot recommend it enough. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, 2, and 3, all written and directed by James Gunn. They tell their own story, but the storyline of Chris Pratt as Star-Lord and Gamora as played by Zoe Saldana, there's a through line of those two characters for these three films. They meet and are unlikely friends at all. They fall in love eventually, start a relationship, and then lose one another. Zoe Saldana's character Gamora is, spoiler alert, sacrificed in Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, and Chris Pratt's character Star-Lord is dealing with that grief. Now, because it's comic books, a different Gamora from an alternate dimension has been pulled through into our own timeline, and so Star-Lord and this Gamora who doesn't really know him, who's never fallen in love with him for sure, are forced into an ongoing adventure together. Fairly deep into the movie, there is this amazing scene where they're sitting beside each other, and Chris Pratt's Star-Lord turns to Gamora, this different Gamora that doesn't know him, and says, "I miss you so much. I didn't lose love, but I lost my father a little over a year ago." And that moment of getting to stare at him again, made whole, even if pulled from another dimension, and tell him how much I missed him, cut me wide open, man. I cried right there in the movie theater. Cried about it several times since thinking about it. Here's what I wanted to say about grief. It comes in waves, man, and you got to be able to ride them. But you also cannot dwell in it. The lesson of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for Chris Pratt Star-Lord is that this Gamora isn't his Gamora. She doesn't owe him anything. And also, he can't recreate what he had with his own version of this person. You can't capture the past again. And you can't relive it either, no matter how hard you try. So, you got to keep moving forward. It's what those that you've lost would want you to do. Good luck. Keep your head up. Go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.